Hi, I'm Sophia, a 29-year-old graphic designer, trying to navigate the ups and downs of marriage and family life for the past 3 years. Before I share my experience, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real stories full of unexpected twists. Now, let me walk you through the heartache that struck just before what was supposed to be a dream vacation. We had been eagerly planning this family trip to Hawaii for months, a getaway to paradise. The kind you see in travel magazines with sunsets and waves you can almost hear. But when morning came, it brought with it a silence that felt off. Normally, there'd be a flurry of activity, James and his parents rushing around, the sound of breakfast dishes clattering, but instead, all I heard was eerie quiet. I glanced at my phone, panic rising as I realized I'd overslept. But where was everyone? I rushed downstairs, the house feeling emptier with each step. Then I saw it. A note left casually on the kitchen counter. Didn't want to wake you. You looked exhausted. We'll catch up when we get back. I felt my hands tremble as I read the note. James's words were wrapped in false concern. Confusion and hurt flooded me as I dialed his number. The phone rang endlessly, each tone dragging on, until he finally answered. "Hey, you're up," James said, his voice too casual. "We figured you could use the rest. The flight was smooth. And the weather here is amazing. You would have loved it. How could you leave without waking me? We planned this trip together," I responded, my voice trembling. James sighed deeply, as if the weight of the moment hung between us. "Sophia, we just thought you needed sleep. Mom thought it'd be better this way." And that's when everything clicked. The subtle hints, the coldness from his parents, the whispers they thought I couldn't hear. It wasn't just James's decision. This was a collective effort. They never truly accepted me as part of their family. I needed to be there with you, with all of you. This trip meant something to me too, James. It's not just about missing a vacation, it's about being shut out. There was a long pause, the kind that makes it clear the words that follow won't change anything. "I'm sorry you feel that way, Sophia. We'll talk when I get back. Just try to enjoy your time alone. I love you." And with that, the call ended, leaving something else broken between us. Standing there in the silence of the house, I felt a shift inside me. This wasn't just a wake-up call, it was a turning point. The man I thought I knew had walked away from me, and with unsettling ease. The stillness in the house grew heavier, filled with revelations that seeped into every corner. As I wandered through the rooms, each one seemed to echo with memories, some once happy, now tainted by the clarity of hindsight. As I put a picture back on the shelf, my phone buzzed. It was Melissa, my best friend. Her name glowed on the screen like a lifeline. "Sophia, how are you holding up? I just heard about what happened." Her voice was a comforting thread, but as we spoke, my eyes were opening wider to the truth. "Melissa, it's like a light just turned on. All these moments are making sense now. Like last Christmas, James and his parents. They were always pushing me out, weren't they?" There was a pause, heavy with unspoken understanding. "Sophia, I didn't want to say anything before, but yes, I noticed it too. I thought it was just family stuff, nothing more." Anger and sadness laced my words. "I think you've been too good for them from the start. So, what now?" I walked over to the window, watching a couple laugh as they walked their dog. So happy, so united. Turning away, the sting of isolation hit hard. "I'm not sure yet, Melissa, but being left behind, it's more than just being excluded. It's a wake-up call. Maybe it's time I start making decisions that are mine. Decisions that don't involve James." "Good for you, Sophia. You deserve to be happy, not stuck questioning your place in all this." The call ended, and a sense of determination took root. I grabbed my laptop and started typing, not just journaling, but making a list of every slight, every moment when I felt dismissed by James and his family. Later, as dusk settled in, my sister Anna called. She had always been my rock, and right now, I needed her strength more than ever. "Sophia, Mom told me what happened with James. Are you okay?" Her voice was filled with concern and a touch of anger, reflecting the turmoil I felt. "No, Anna, I'm not okay, but maybe that's a good thing. I'm finally seeing things for what they are. I can't keep fighting for this marriage alone. It feels like I've been competing for James's attention against his family. Do you remember last Easter, when Elaine redid the table settings at your place? She had to control everything, even in your own home. Exactly. It's always been them first, and me a distant second. I've felt like an outsider in my own marriage. Whatever you decide, we've got your back. We see you, and we love you. That night, I went to bed with a notebook by my side. It didn't take long before I started filling it with plans and ideas, concrete steps to take. No longer just wishes. Tonight, I let myself embrace the heartache, using it as the foundation of the strength I'd need to rebuild. The next morning, the sunlight streamed through the blinds, casting long shadows across the room where I sat among scattered papers. Each document, emails, texts, photos, laid out the evidence of how I'd been sidelined. My phone sat next to me, showing the contact info of a recommended divorce lawyer. It was time to move on. Taking a deep breath, I dialed the number. The line clicked, and a calm, professional voice answered. "Good morning. You've reached Carter and Associates. How can we help you today?" "Hi, I'm Sophia. A friend recommended you. I'd like to talk about my options for divorce." "Of course, Sophia. I'm Alyssa, one of the attorneys here. Let's start by discussing your situation in detail." The conversation that followed was surreal, yet empowering. Alyssa's questions were sharp and focused, cutting through my emotional fog to get to the facts. She listened intently as I recounted the events leading to James and his parents leaving without me. "Based on what you've shared, it sounds like you've been dealing with personal betrayal, as well as a pattern of emotional manipulation and exclusion," Alyssa said. "You've done well to document everything. This will be important in building a solid case." After the call, a whirlwind of nervousness and determination overtook me. Contemplating divorce was one thing, but actually starting the process felt like stepping into uncharted territory. There was no turning back. I knew I needed help, and I immediately knew who to turn to. Laura, a trusted friend who had been there for me through my hardest moments, answered on the second ring. "Sophia, hey, how are you holding up?" "Not great, Laura, but I'm doing something about it. I spoke to a lawyer about divorce." "Wow, Sophia, that's huge. How are you feeling about it?" "Determined, I think. Can I help? If you need a statement from someone who's seen what you've been through, I'm here." "Thank you, Laura. I really appreciate it. You've seen how they've treated me, especially James's mom. It's always felt like I could never do anything right in her eyes." "Of course, I've witnessed it all. You've got my support." With Laura's encouragement and the attorney's clear guidance, I spent the next few hours organizing all my documents, reliving the events that had shaped my painful reality. As I worked, my sister Anna sent a text, offering the comfort I needed. "Checking in, sis. You're doing the right thing. We've got your back." By evening, I had assembled a detailed file, texts, emails, and painful reminders, everything laid out for clarity. Rather than feeling exposed, I felt empowered. Every piece of evidence was a step forward, a move away from my painful past and toward a new chapter. When I heard the front door open, it felt like a storm was approaching. My heart raced, not in fear, but with resolve. James walked in, clearly tired from his trip. Our eyes met, and the usual pleasantries felt stiff and awkward. "Sophia, you seem different." "I am different, James. We need to talk." He sat down, clearly confused, his bags beside him. "Talk about what? What's going on?" I gestured toward the living room, where I had laid out the documents and photos, evidence of every moment he and his family had made me feel like an outsider in my own life. "James, this isn't just about your trip to Hawaii without me. It's about the constant way you've chosen them over me, every time I felt invisible in my own marriage." He looked at the pile of evidence, his face shifting from confusion to worry. "Are these divorce papers?" "Yes, they are. I've spoken to a lawyer. James, I can't keep living like this." His voice cracked, mixing anger and desperation. "Sophia, why are you doing this? We can work it out. We can go to counseling. You're overreacting." I shook my head, firm in my stance. "It's not overreacting to want to feel valued, James. Your mother's constant interference, and your silence about it, has been suffocating. I'm not just your family's extension. I'm your wife, or at least I was supposed to be. But I love you, Sophia." I just thought. "Thought what?" That I'd stay quiet and accept whatever crumbs of attention you and your family decided to give me? No, James. It ends here. He started pacing, running his hands through his hair, frustration written all over him. So, that's it? You're just throwing everything away over some misunderstandings? They're not misunderstandings, James. They're a pattern, a series of choices you've repeatedly made, and now, I'm choosing for myself. His gaze hardened as he looked down at the papers. If this is what you want, I won't stop you, but I think you're making a mistake. I've made mistakes before, I said, my voice unwavering. Staying here would be another one. As he slowly looked through the documents, the weight of our crumbling relationship became impossible to ignore. This moment, though painful, was the tipping point, the end of my passivity and the start of a new chapter for me. James, this isn't just about us. It's about me reclaiming my sense of self-worth. You may not get it now, but maybe someday you will. He nodded, silently acknowledging the rift that had grown too wide to bridge. As he gathered the papers, there was a look of bitter resignation in his eyes. I felt a mixture of sorrow and relief. This painful confrontation was the closure I needed, the crucial step toward reclaiming my life and voice. The morning sun bathed the boxes in the living room, each one labeled carefully: books, art supplies, memories. Today wasn't just another day. It marked the start of my new life, a fresh beginning in a new city, an important step toward the future I had chosen for myself. As I sealed another box, my phone rang. It was Rachel, a friend who had moved to the same city last year. Her voice was filled with excitement. Sophia, I heard the news. Welcome to the neighborhood. When are you getting here? Hey, Rachel, I'm actually packing the van today and should be there by tomorrow evening. I'm so ready for this new chapter. That's amazing. You'll love it here. And guess what? I'm hosting a little get-together this weekend. You're definitely invited. Laughter bubbled up inside me, light and freeing. That sounds fantastic. Rachel, thank you. It's been a while since I've looked forward to something like this. After ending the call, I returned to packing. Not long after, another call came through. This time, it was the HR manager from the design firm where I had recently been hired. Sophia, good morning. I'm just confirming your start date with us. We're all thrilled to have you join the team. How does Monday sound for your first day? That works perfectly, I replied, smiling. I'm really looking forward to it. It feels like just what I needed. Great. We're excited to see what you bring to the team. We'll see you Monday. As I hung up, a sense of accomplishment washed over me. Everything was falling into place, not by accident, but by my own making. I paused to savor the stillness of the moment, reflecting on the journey that had led me here. With the final box taped up, I took one last look at the house that had once been my world, filled with both joy and sorrow. Now, it stood empty, ready for its next chapter, but I was prepared to create something new, something entirely my own. And with that, Sophia's journey toward independence and a fresh start reached its conclusion. What do you think was the turning point for Sophia? Was it the initial betrayal or her bold decision to take legal action? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know which part of Sophia's story resonated with you the most. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more stories like Sophia's. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Stay inspired.